Hi, my name is Mark Seymour, manager of the Northstar Income Fund, and this is an update for the second quarter 2023. The Northstar Income Fund has had a really good performance over the last 12 months, outperforming the benchmark by about 1%, and that's largely as a function of very good positioning on the fixed curve and the inflation-linked bond curve. Conversely, over the short term, over the last quarter, the fund has been negatively impacted by rising bond yields, and then over the last month and a bit, a strengthening rand. In terms of the market outlook and how that's shaping our portfolio positioning, inflation has been moderating at a quicker pace than the markets anticipated. And with that, there's been really good pricing from assets, global assets. However, locally, there's been a lot of negative sentiment, probably stemming from the extended load shedding that we've been experiencing, and also South Africa's neutral stance on the Russia-Ukraine war. In terms of valuations, there's really good value in short-dated inflation-linked bonds. So even with inflation moderating on real yields above 4%, and given the expected level of inflation, you're still getting above 9% return out of some of those short-dated bonds. And the fixed curve, there's actually value across the curve, but obviously the longer end being negatively impacted by the slippage or the deterioration in the fiscal outlook. But certainly bonds from the R186 up to about the 15-year point looking really attractive. And also, although interest rates are expected to peak, there's actually really good returns coming out of what you can get out of floating rate notes, even though the credit spreads are very compressed. So it will be a really good time for fixed income investors over the next year or two. In terms of risk, there's ever-present risk. And so with that, we still maintain a healthy offshore exposure. So we've got a 5% exposure to global fixed income, predominantly at the front end of the US Treasury curve, so short-dated treasuries on yields above 5%. And then outside of that, we still maintain a decent exposure to gold, which we believe is also a good diversifier for this product. All in all, the Northstar Income Fund is very well positioned on a yield of 9.2%. And should yield really good returns for fixed income investors.